friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the Conjuring Universe spin-off film, The Curse of La Llorona. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification, put out videos every single day. You can also find me over Twitter and Instagram at Movie Guy 365. Okay, let's get through this. One of the things about the horror genre, and this is guilty of pretty much any horror film, is I feel that the genre itself needs to be kind of segmented a little bit. I don't like classifying a lot of films as horror or, slasher. I mean, those are good separations. You know what you're getting with a slasher film. You know what but you don't know necessarily what you're getting with a horror film. It's weird to compare something like The Conjuring or Friday the 13th against, something like Hereditary. That I feel they need to have like little subcategories. And this is really going to help me in my review to kind of maybe help you upon your viewing experience. It'll kind of take your mind off things a little bit. Like, it'll help ease you into the film. I'll say it. The Conjuring universe is veering slightly further and further away from an actual horror film. That's not to say it doesn't have horror elements. But one of my biggest problems with The Nun was, well, one, it was not written particularly well. But if you notice, like, in these films, that Annabelle, I think, kind of was a thing with this, and the entities in Conjuring 2, The Nun, and now La Llorona, these are not, in my opinion, scary films. But at the same time, I wouldn't say a Friday the 13th or a Nightmare on Elm Street, especially the later editions, are scary films. I label those films as action horror. There's horror elements, yes, the gore and that kind of thing, but it's more of an action thing. They're not to be taken seriously, that's why slasher kind of has its own thing. But the Conjuring films, I don't know if it's a result of them trying to build a universe or something other than that. But I'm more in line with that. These films are like supervillain stories. These are not necessarily, a little to a degree, supervillain origin stories, but supervillain stories. Because a lot of times, how you kill these supervillains is a very human or superheroic kind of way to do it. And, if you can take away the jump scares, that's really essentially the only horror element in these films. I'm just going to say, The Curse of La Llorona is not a bad movie. In fact, I had a fun time with it. It was very enjoyable. I was very entertained. But if you're going in expecting hardcore horror like Hereditary, you are going to be vastly disappointed. Poltergeist is a horror film. This is something else. And it's just not, don't go into those with those expectations. I was entertained. I had fun with it. I liked the cast of characters. Raymond Cruz, I felt, was just the best part of the movie. He had a lot of great material to work with. I think they could have amped him up even a little bit more, but in doing so, they might have it kind of might have bordered on parody. I enjoyed this film. I don't enjoy this film as a horror movie. It's a tale about real life entities that apparently existed in legend or whatever. But they notched them up into an almost comic book way. This movie it's not a perfect movie, but it's dumb fun. It's just, I don't know, I liked it. And in a lot of ways, I think I'm going to go back to The Nun and revisit it with that mentality and see if I get the same results. I think one of the biggest problems with The Nun was I was expecting a horror film. Instead, I got really a amped up, supervillain story. It was good, and I know there's probably going to be some criticism, like taking, the heritage of Mexico and kind of camping it up a little bit. And I would say to a degree that's a valid point. But, don't go into you're not going into this, to be serious. It's not a serious film. Actually, there's a lot of dumb moments. There's a lot, kids acting dumb, that kind of thing. There's one scene in particular where you're like, yeah, this kid's going to act dumb and it's going to do something dumb. Especially 20 seconds earlier was told not to do such a thing. They do that thing. But there wasn't, I didn't have any eye roll moments. It was, I was entertained. I was having a good time, actually. The audience was, not a big audience, but, it wasn't like inappropriate laughter at certain scenes, which happened recently when I saw Pet Cemetery. It wasn't, I don't feel, taking itself overly serious. And I think it had just the right balance of like, okay, we're going to try to make this a horror film, but we want to entertain our audience at the same time. As I said at the beginning, I think the horror genre kind of needs a little bit more of, little subcategories. Go into this if you're looking for a good time, looking for a couple jump scares, which, by the way, are telegraphed 100 miles away. But there's some great moody imagery. I really enjoyed some of the effects. And just that was the thing about The Nun. I loved the atmosphere of that movie. I was just like, that was a character in of itself. And while we don't quite get to that degree, there's a lot of good imagery. There's a lot of good atmosphere. They don't go overboard. I think, for the time period, it looked good, and there was a lot to like about this movie. But don't go in expecting a hardcore horror film. I think you're going to be very disappointed. But if you like the horror genre and you want to be mindlessly entertained for an hour and a half, you could do a lot worse. So I'm going to give Curse of La Llorona a 7.5. I had fun with it. I went in with that mindset, not expecting a hardcore horror film, and I believe it or not, I think it helped me enjoy the film that much more. So leave in the comments below if you plan to see it. And by the way, yes, they do directly tie into the Conjuring universe. There are references to another film in the series. And also there is no post-credits scene, so don't worry about sticking around for that. But in the meantime, let me know in the comments what you thought of it, if you plan to see it. And please, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos daily. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.